allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all.
We have minutes from the previous monthly meeting.
Silver Lake Township Supervisors held a regular monthly meeting on Monday, November 5th, 2012 at the Silver Lake Township Building. Francis Fruhan called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. and everyone saluted the flag. The minutes from the October meeting were read and approved on a motion made by Evan Everett and seconded by Francis Fruhan. The treasurer's report was read and held for audit on a motion made by Evan Everett and seconded by Francis Fruhan. General correspondence. No Act 14 notices received. Public comment. Francis Fruhan asked residents to wait to be recognized before speaking, as well as the 5-minute time limit. No conversations between individuals. Tom Drista asked about the Act 13 funds the county is receiving. Francis Fruhan explained there are various formulas used to calculate the share the townships will receive. It is not just based on the number of gas wells located in the township, but also a portion of all wells located in the county. Mr. Fruhan explained there are tables that show impact fee amounts for each well for the last 15 years of the well's life. The fee declines each year. John Demmer asked how much the township would be receiving. Evan Everett said it would be about $133,000. No decisions have been made as to how the money would be spent. Vera Scroggins said she lives near the McGeorge pad on Mahoney Road. She said there was a foul odor coming from the site. Now the site is being flared and there are other odors. She has contacted DEP and requested an air quality test. Ms. Scroggins asked if there were other complaints. Francis Fruhan said Ms. Scroggins' complaint is the only one received. New business. Evan Everett has found a pickup truck at government surplus. A 2005 Chevy 3500, 4-door with a gasoline engine for $16,000. He would like to post the township's 1996 Ford 4-door pickup with transmission problems on the Auctions International website. Evan Everett made a motion to purchase the 2005 one-ton Chevy pickup and advertise the 1996 Ford pickup on Auctions International. Francis Fruhan seconded, approved. Chief Timber gave the police report with 28 incidents for the month of October. Evan Everett gave the road report. Road crew is working on ditch maintenance and grading some of the bad spots on township roads as weather permits. Safety study on Murphy's Corners was completed. PennDOT felt the area was safe but recommended contacting Northern Tier Regional Planning and Development to get on their project list for upgrades to the area. Assessment permits. Curtis on Brackney Hill Road for storage building. Driveway permits none. Fireworks permits Mike Lago for October 12. Francis Fruhan made a motion to pay bills as submitted. Evan Everett seconded. Approved. As no further business was presented, Francis Fruhan adjourned the meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I'll second that. All in favor? Okay, treasurer's report.
EFTPS 1,741.90, EFTPS 1,940.26, and EFTPS 1,707.43, and that's all payroll taxes. Pennsylvania Department of Revenue 482.28, Pennsylvania Department of Revenue 224.57, Sandy Brink 210 even, Sandy Brink 377 even, Chris Short 934.35. Excuse me. Chase Card Services 270.24, Timberg 823.58, Evan Everett 974.31, Seth Everett 940.83, Michael Hornick 497.52, Chris Short 934.35, Levi Tiffany 451.79, John Walker 183 even. Claverack Electric, $225.98, Frontier, $292.97, Susquehanna County, $94 even, Geisinger, $1,090.60, Evan Everett, $974.31, Seth Everett, $940.83, Ed Noack, $151.52, Michael Hornick, $692.35, Levi Tiffany, $380.99, John Walker, $95.48, Tim Berg, $820,358. Anthony Litwin, $906.66. Bradco Supply, $1,567.52. Cintas, $419.90. Comprehensive Consulting, $82 even. Cook Brothers, $235.29. Damascus Quarries, $949.76. DGK Insurance, $8,479.74. Lockheed, $2,436.85. J&G Excavating, $3,150 even. L&D Stoneworks, $9,848.25. Ron Rosenkrantz, $140 even. Susquehanna Disposal, $135 even. Trukowski Excavating, $8,085 even. Tri-County Communications, $171.82. Williams Oil, $1,421.54. Chase Card Services, $1,285.31. Enterprise Products, $250 even. On Welding, $120.87. Williams Oil and Propane, $754.16. Started with a balance of $240,174.29. Receipts at $42,346.01. Disbursements at $71,268.61, leaving a balance of $211,251.69. State funds. People's National Bank, $12,877.60. Fastenal, $91.84. Five Star Equipment, $1,355 even. Fleet Pride, $526.04. Ken Cublo, $10 even. Montrose Auto Parts, $3.14. Snake Creek Marine, $466.87. Tallmadge Tire, $3,155.49. Williams Oil, $2,257.39. Fleet Pride, $145.26. Williams Oil, $1,762.45. Started with a balance of $124,557.37. Receipts at $2.91. Disbursements at $21,083.56, leaving a balance of $103,476.72. Police Department. AT&T, $36.04. Chase Card Services, $294.09. Automated Police, I think that's software, $500 even. Frontier, $164.48. Verizon, $85.21. Dan's, $229.14. Anthony Litwin, $443.33. Silver Lake General Fund, $6,997.65. AT&T, $38.43. Chase Card Services, $251.41. Started with a balance of $73,685.49. Receipts at $1,255.53. Disbursements at $9,039.78, leaving a balance of $65,901.24. Nothing in equipment. Building is People's National Bank, the regular payment of $1,281.43, and then a transfer into People's for the mortgage, $5,000 even. Started with a balance of $19,540.87. Receipts at $1,119.42. Disbursements at $6,281.43, leaving a balance of $12,140.02. And the fire fund, Silver Lake Fire Company, $404.05. Started with a balance of $10. Receipts and disbursements both at $404.05, leaving a balance of $10. That is it.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Correspondence, do we have any Act 14 this time?
Nope.
Okay, so, no Act 14 notices regarding proposed well pads or driveways, whatever, were received last week. Okay, public comment. We do have a 5-minute time limit. I'll wait till you're recognized. All comments toward the front. And we do have a pretty lengthy agenda and new business, including presenting the budget. So, public comment?
I'd like to say that I did a right to know to the DEP to to find out about the latest water contamination in our county. And then I got back letters of determination. Anyone can see them or have copies. And it indicates that they determined that in Lenox, there's 4 homes that have been contaminated by Cabot. And 2 of them are on Creek Road, and 2 are on Route 106. One of them is the former superintendent of schools, Mr. Chichura. So it's been found that they have gas, from the gas drilling, they've been contaminated with high methane and different metals. And they're receiving replacement water since last year. So they have water buffaloes and methane emission stacks. And it's still going on. So this is the latest in our county that's DEP has determined. So Cabot has once again been found responsible.
Is that new information or just a recent right-to-know request that you did?
It's kind of new because it looks like not many people know about it. The last person that was on here is from September, but September 11th, 2012 is the last home that was determined. So there's 4 of them. So this is the group. There's the Stalter Well in Lenox.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else? Okay, well, we'll move on. Okay, first item on the agenda is regarding paying off the debt on our 2007 International 7400 Series plow truck. All right, once the final 2012 truck principal payment from the state fund clears the bank, we'll owe approximately $36,000 on this truck. All right, we have another payment on the truck from the 2012 equipment fund, $13,900 still to be paid this year. That'll leave a remaining debt of approximately $21,000. Right now we have enough money in the equipment fund where we can pay the remaining $21,000 and debt off. This really wasn't itemized in the equipment fund. We could just do it, but best to do it at a public meeting since we didn't itemize it as an expenditure. We'll just do it right here at the meeting, and if all in agreement, we'll just pay that truck off. So, are there any questions about what we're doing, or any? Not kind of clear what we're proposing here. All right.
What's the total equipment debt that we'll have after that?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's why we're there. Let's just get out of debt. We could do it so close, we have the money in the fund, and it's actually money that was income this year, so we can do it out of this year's income. So that's why I said let's just pay it off. Okay. I like that. You guys like that? You want to just? All right. Well, I'll make a motion. We'll vote on it. Okay. So I'll make a motion that we take an additional $21,000 that is available in the equipment fund budget to pay off the remaining balance due on the 2007 plow truck.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. That's passed. Great. All righty. That went quick. All right, item number 2, last meeting, we made a motion to put the F-350 parked right out there on Auctions International, receive bids, and that was done. Bid just before the meeting. What is the date the bids are coming in? The 12th?
7:30.
December 12th. And you picked the date, December 17th, that gives us time. Once they're in and we know we have bids, we'll advertise whether it's accepted or not. Okay. So yeah, Auctions International advised that you, as soon as possible, once these, correct me if I'm wrong, once you get the bid, don't waste time.
Right.
Don't let these guys get cold feet and vote on it as soon as possible. So within a week, so December 17th, we can get that in, let's do it. Okay. All right, any questions, comments on that? Okay, all right, well, I'll make a motion to advertise for a special meeting to review bids for the Ford F-350, once the bid period is closed. At the special meeting time would be December 17th, 7:30 a.m., is that right?
Correct.
Okay, it's up December 17th, 7:30 a.m. Got a second? I'll second that, Evan, or something.
I'll second that.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. That's item number 2. Third item, it's called a police administrator resolution. This resolution was proposed and drafted by our solicitor some months ago to replace the police liaison position and to try to tie in forthcoming new police policies and procedures manual with the police collective bargaining agreement. And this is something we drafted up and kind of just getting around to doing it. You know, shortly we'll be trying to proposing to adopt the new policies and procedure manual. So I will read this resolution. That's the budget appropriation. If passed, this would be Resolution 2012-104, creation of the position of police administrator. Be it resolved that Silver Lake Township shall create the position of police administrator. The position of police administrator will replace the position of police liaison created by Resolution 2011-101, adopted the first day of August 2011, will become effective upon making an appointment to this position. The Board of Supervisors, by majority vote, may annually appoint and fix the compensation of one person who may or may not be a member of the Board of Supervisors to be designated the Township Police Administrator. Except as otherwise provided in the collective bargaining agreement, the second-class Township Code, or the laws of this Commonwealth, the Police Administrator is hereby authorized to perform the following duties. 1, act as liaison between the Board of Supervisors and the Township Police Department. 2, meet with appropriate police personnel, agencies, groups, and others regarding matters concerning the operation of the police department. 3, prepare, determine, or approve shift assignments in compliance with the collective bargaining agreement. 4, review and provide recommendations to the Township Board of Supervisors regarding the police department budget and any amendments. Manage financial activities of the police department pursuant to the approved budget. Manage the physical facilities of the police department. Review and approve non-budgeted purchases not to exceed $200. Number 8, review and provide recommendations to the Board of Supervisors regarding non-budgeted purchases that exceed $200. Example of that, several months ago, the vests, we thought the police vest cost would come in a bit higher than we had budgeted for, so we did that at a meeting where they authorized me to approve a higher amount and work with the chief on that. So that's just an example of that, item number 8. Number 9, review, approve, and provide recommendations to the Township Board of Supervisors regarding budgeted purposes. 10, review and provide recommendations to the Township Board of Supervisors regarding proposed policies and procedures. 11, review and provide recommendations to the Township Board of Supervisors regarding the police department's compliance with any approved policies and procedures. 12, approve mandatory officer training requests and review and provide recommendations to the Township Board of Supervisors regarding optional officer training requests. 13, perform such functions as it may be delegated by the Board of Supervisors from time to time. All right, that's the last item, and now it's closing paragraph. The police administrator shall not have those powers and abilities as are granted to police officers under the laws of the Commonwealth or the rules of the Supreme Court. For purposes of illustration and not limitation, the police administrator shall have no authority to access confidential police files or to involve himself or herself in any manner with any criminal investigation, arrest, or prosecution, except to the extent that those criminal matters are reported to the Board of Supervisors by uniformed officers. The police administrator shall serve at the discretion of the Board of Supervisors. And that's the end of it. You guys want to read it over a little more? And kind of read it. Any questions, comments on that?
Yeah, that's for the whole department?
What do you mean, for the?
Is it just for the full-time guy, or is it for the whole department?
Oh, it's the whole department. I mean, actually Paul proposed and wrote this, when he was just started reviewing the manual. And, I sent him the police liaison, resolution, and which I kind of got from PSATs and worked with PSATs on that, and that's what he proposed. So yeah, it'd be with the whole department, and pretty much yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do you have someone in mind for that position?
That'd be done at the organizational meeting. That's why we're doing it now. And mine, it could be anybody, could be me. Could be anybody who wants it or is willing to take the job here.
Big salary, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Well, pretty much as read. Did you have any modifications or anything? Okay. All right. This looks like a pretty fresh copy. I guess I'll make a motion that we adopt this resolution as read and printed out, entitled "Creation of the Position of Police Administrator."
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll just sign them right now. And off the state. You have black.
Oh, no, what?
Well, that's a pretty heavy one I can use. Yeah.
Is it possible to get a copy of that resolution?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, let me just see how this will work out now. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you this. Hey, is it all right if I just email you a PDF of it without this, so I don't have to scan it, just want to have the signatures rather than scanning it? Okay. I guess so. Here it is. Here's the first page. Yeah, I have a second copy of that. Okay. All right, next item here. Get some more. All right, well, we're paying off debt. All right, on our 2009 and 2010 police Tahoes, we owe approximately $53,500. We calculate that we can provide $10,000 from our police fund account and still have sufficient rollover balance in 2013 to meet expenses until 2013 tax revenue starts coming in. And I propose that we apply this money to pay down the police Tahoe debt. So we'll discuss it and we'll make a motion. Any questions on that?
What's your interest rate?
4.6%.
For the rollover, are you gonna go over that during, your presentation, or can you tell me how much the rollover is?
The roll is probably what's written right, we have we projected it, and what now is what's currently in the count, what we read at the, on your,
This is the checks that were drawn in November.
this is not a complete. What do we,
This was
We can
sent-
get you a number.
yeah, we'll get you a number, we'll get you.
Going by what Sandy said before, she said something like 73,000 or
Right,
something
but
like that.
that was for the November meeting.
Right, so would it be fair to say by the end of December, we would have like $40,000 or $50,000 left over?
I think 30, 40 was the minimum number we had in mind to keep. And, that'd be done in conjunction with the next thing we're doing too, which is Act 13 money, so.
I think it's a good thing to pay.
Okay, well, okay. All right, well, I'll, let's see. All right, let me kind of formulate my motion to do here. All right, I propose, or I make a motion that we apply $10,000 from our police fund account and apply it to principal payment for our police Tahoes.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, next item. Okay, a lot of kind of, I'd say a bit of work went in trying to figure this out. And it's a resolution, when we got the Act 13 money, where to put it, we just pretty much, when we got the check, took the advice of PSATs and others and just put it in an account until we decided what to do with it. That money's deposited. Is the account been created, or we? Okay, great. So, since this money is received in 2012, there's no, it was not budgeted for. What we have to do is do a resolution for supplementary appropriations. And if passed, this resolution will be titled, Resolution 2012-105, a resolution providing for the supplemental appropriations of the 2012 budget. So in essence, I'll try to boil it down, and then I'll read the resolution. This resolution is basically to amend the 2012 budget to show the Act 13 money received in 2012 and to state what will be done with the money, this year. Of the approximately $133,000 received, $30,000 is proposed to be appropriated, and this will be in the 2013 budget, to pay off / purchase the 2010 police Tahoe from the bank, and the remainder would be put into a capital reserve fund. So that's kind of the synopsis, and I'll find the resolution here. This is something that PSATs first generated, and our solicitor looked at it, kind of modified it, and added a few items and options to it, and sent it out to all the municipalities he represents. So I'll read this out here. All right. A resolution for providing for supplemental appropriations for the 2012 budget. Whereas the Board of Supervisors of Silver Lake Township adopted a budget for the calendar year 2012 on December 28th, 2011, and whereas the Second Class Township Code, Article 32, that's Roman numerals, if I'm reading that correctly, section 3202E authorizes the supervisors to, by resolution, make supplemental appropriations for any lawful purpose from any funds on hand or estimated to be received within the fiscal year not otherwise appropriated. And, excuse me, whereas the township recently received $133,868.25 in Act 13. Act 13 of 2012, got me confused, impact fee revenues from the Commonwealth. And now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Silver Lake Township makes the following supplemental appropriations for the 2012 budget from these impact fee revenues. And I kind of put all the options, whether we're going to appropriate any money or not, just kind of as a guide and sort of be easy to kind of use this as a template for next year. So here's the proposed appropriations. $103,868.25 to the Capital Reserve Fund. And that fund, that's account is just entitled what, Act 13 money? Is that something we can just have them retitle it, Capital Reserve? Is it, as long as we keep track of, they said as long as you keep track of it as a capital reserve and treat it that way. All right, and the next would be $0 to the Operating Reserve Fund. And I believe the Operating Reserve Fund, you can have up to 5%, I'm not sure, of your budget. Didn't want to it's going to take a while, I think, to get the hang of this and to learn about the best way to handle this and kind of be consistent and track all the revenues. So really, we don't propose putting anything into the Operating Reserve Fund. If we need to, for some reason, want to appropriate that money, we'll just do it at a meeting or via another resolution. But I think the best way to do it is just kind of keep it simple and not, have just a mile or a whole bunch of line items to disperse this money to and then to account for. All right, $0 to the Operating Reserve Fund. $0 to be spent in 2012 for the following line item breakdown purposes authorized by Act 13. All right, $30,000 will be appropriated in the 2013 budget for the following breakdown of the expense accounts and their budget line items. And be item 4110.70, police-capital purchase, and in parentheses, Tahoe, just so we know what it is, $30,000. So kind of set it up so we can use this as a format for the future resolutions. And hopefully we did everything properly the way I talked to PSATs, talked to a number of supervisors. Everybody's doing something a little different. There's no clear, concise way that they lay out and explain how you're supposed to handle this with the budget. So between talking to our solicitor or other people, we've kind of hashed this out the best we could. And it'll be a learning process next year of how we're gonna, account for and distribute the money, whether it's capital projects, impacts, capital reserve fund, or tax cuts. All right. Yeah.
First question, you put this in with capital reserve fund, and let's just say we have a horrendous winter and you go way over in snow, can you use some of that capital reserve fund to take care of that shortfall in your budget?
I believe you could. I'd sure like to, just try to do what we can with the budget we have, and that's something to be done toward the end of the year.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. You get one of these winters where you've seen them where you just have a tremendous amount of cost with unexpected costs.
Yeah, well, it would seem nuts to, raise taxes or something like that on people when you have all this money. I mean, obviously, if we had to run over, then I guess we could use it. We'd probably do another resolution to do that if we had.
Well,
to do
I'm
that.
just concerned if you put this into a fund for capital, if you could pull it out and reassign it to expense.
Oh, you can, it's just not easily done. It's just not I wouldn't call it a slush fund, but it's just not an open checkbook where we have this account here and we just start cutting checks out of it. It's something that has to be tracked. We have to, actually, in April, we have to submit a report, essentially stating the money we have and every line item we spend it on, and it goes to the PUC to be audited. And I think this year is as simple, other than putting 100% in the capital reserve, it's as, about as simple as you can get, hopefully. And, if you want this money, we'll just have to do another resolution, just like, and it'd be nice to be able to have one at the end of the year, just maybe one kind of explaining what we're doing rather than having a series of them, but.
Well, hopefully you don't have to touch it. But between this and the excess money you have in the police fund, you're gonna reduce the debt on those two vehicles by 40 out of 50-some thousand
Yeah.
dollars. Now, when you do that, how much other debt do we have for other equipment? Roughly.
Police, I don't think there's any, it'd be just the remainder of that loan for that police car.
That's it.
Nothing on trucks or any other equipment.
Nothing.
So our total debt would be like $17,000?
Well,
Plus this building.
this building.
Yeah, no, I'm talking,
Yeah.
And that's something, hey, we like to look at paying that off quicker. We just can't, Act 13, I mean, you just can't plunk it down. Buildings isn't one of them, unfortunately, nice if it was.
well, I think it's a good idea to have some reserve money, there's no doubt about that. I would anticipate that whatever you get next year will be significantly more than what you got this year.
I don't know, yeah.
It's
It
based
should
on
be
the number
some
of
higher.
wells,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously they're punching holes in the
A
ground.
few more, yeah. And but actually, this year would be for the wells drilled in 2012. This money we got a month ago is for wells drilled in 2011, am I correct? Okay.
Yeah, so you're told, you get so much a well, in other words, you'll have whatever wells were in 2011
Yeah.
plus 2012, right?
Yeah, I expect it to go up.
Yeah.
As long, yeah.
I just wanted to say, I mean, I like your idea of getting rid of debt and the township being debt.
Another resolution to do that if we had.
Well, I'm just concerned if you put this into a fund for capital, if you could pull it out and reassign it to expense.
Oh, you can, it's just not easily done. It's just not I wouldn't call it a slush fund, but it's just not an open checkbook where we have this account here and we just start cutting checks out of it. It's something that has to be tracked. We have to, actually, in April, we have to submit a report, essentially stating the money we have and every line item we spend it on, and it goes to the PUC to be audited. And I think this year is as simple, other than putting 100% in the capital reserve, it's as, about as simple as you can get, hopefully. And
And then you're gonna end up.
if we touch this money, we'll just have to do another resolution, just like this. And it'd be nice to be able to have one at the end of the year, just maybe one kind of explaining what we're doing rather than having a series of them, but.
Well, hopefully you don't have to touch it. But between this and the excess money you have in the police fund, you're gonna reduce the debt on those two vehicles by 40 out of 50-some thousand
Yeah.
dollars. Now, when you do that, how much other debt do we have for other equipment? Roughly.
Police, I don't think there's any, it'd be just the remainder of that loan for that police car.
That's it.
Nothing on trucks or any other equipment.
Nothing.
So our total debt would be like $17,000?
Well,
Plus this building.
This
Besides the
building.
mortgage.
Yeah, no, I'm talking,
Yeah.
and that's something, and we'd like to look at paying that off quicker. We just can't, Act 13, I mean, you just can't plunk it down. Buildings isn't one of them, unfortunately, nice if it was.
well, I think it's a good idea to have some reserve money, there's no doubt about that. I would anticipate that whatever you get next year will be significantly more than what you got this year.
I don't know, yeah.
It's
It
based
should
on
be
the number
some
of
higher.
wells,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously they're punching holes in the ground.
A few more, yeah. But actually, this year would be for the wells drilled in 2012. This money we got a month ago is for wells drilled in 2011, am I correct?
Yeah, so you're told, you get so much a well, in other words, you'll have whatever wells were in 2011
Yeah.
plus 2012, right?
Yeah, I expect it to go up.
Yeah.
As long, yeah.
I just wanted to say, I mean, I like your idea of getting rid of debt and the township being debt-free, that's awesome. But, I hate to see, you know, I don't wanna see the money being used for operating expenses. It's supposed to be impact money, and we only have 3 wells in our township so far, so I don't really think we know what the impact is going to be. And I think it would be smart to set that money aside until we get an idea of what kind of damage or whatever is going to be done that the township has to pony up for.
Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, that PSAT's recommended that
Already paid you for that, that's your problem.
yeah, it can be used, and I guess that's a thought. That's what exactly what a capital reserve is. That's what we're doing. And say once that money essentially piddles out coming in, hopefully we'd have a capital reserve chunk there that could be used in the future.
I mean, we
Until
can
that
use that
runs
for
out.
like well restoration and stuff like
I mean,
that.
I don't think that'd be ever our responsibility, but there's certain
Just saying,
environmental things you can do with it, but it's all laid out in, you know, Act 13, all the uses. It has to be a use, an approved lawful, you know, Act 13 use.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Present the budget. First one. All right. That's the equipment one. And something else. What the heck? There, that's pretty reasonable. Everybody see that? The top number, I think, is $54,000 of, you know, current year tax and 3,400. Pretty much what's coming in, we have it, you know, budgeted to go out. Evan, you want to comment, anything you want to comment?
For 2013, we're gonna be looking into purchasing, I guess upgrading our 1997 Ingersoll Rand roller, and that's probably what we're looking forwards to doing with the equipment fund, and hopefully we can, with the trade, yeah, we can purchase it without borrowing any money right out of the equipment fund.
And we can still apply that, all right, liquid fuels, a percentage can go to equipment as long as it sticks on the same piece
Yeah.
of equipment,
Correct.
and that go on grader too.
I know, roller.
The roller?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So essentially, we, everything what's projected to come in